Okay, I have my 3 favorite quarantine friends here with me. Kitty, Puppy, Bunny, Tyler, and Dave. Okay guys, so what we're going to talk about today is our virtue of the week. The virtue of this week is very appropriate. Self-discipline. So what does self-discipline mean? So if you think you know what self-discipline means, raise your hand. Okay, Kitty, Puppy, Bunny is raising their ear. Okay, Kitty, Puppy, Bunny, what is self-discipline? Self-discipline is when you try your best and set goals for yourself. Like, if I say I'm going to sleep on the bed, I sleep on the bed. Okay, Kitty, Puppy, Bunny, that could be self-discipline, yes. I know you like to sleep on the floor, so it might require some self-discipline for you to sleep on the bed. But let's keep reading. Okay, so it means self-control. So being in control of yourself. It's getting yourself to do what you really want to do, rather than just letting your feelings control you. Okay, so if you get mad about something, if you use self-discipline, you don't lose control of yourself just because you feel hurt or angry. But you think about and you decide, you take a breath and you decide how you're going to talk and what you're going to do. Because it's okay to feel mad and angry, but when we use self-discipline, instead of making a poor choice like yelling at someone, we take a deep breath and we talk and we think about what we're going to do. We take charge of ourselves. So why should we practice self-discipline? So if you practice self-discipline, you're controlling your own behavior so that others don't have to. Self-discipline brings you freedom. You get things done efficiently and have your life in order. Without self-discipline, we procrastinate. That means we put things off. We eat things we shouldn't, we lose control of our emotions, and then people feel hurt. With self-discipline, life is going to be more peaceful. What is happening in this picture? I don't know why she's telling her cat there's only 3 cookies. I don't know what that's about. Okay, so how do we practice self-discipline? Observe your thoughts and feelings and then decide how you're going to behave. If you feel angry, instead of yelling or hitting, you can acknowledge your anger. Then use a calm voice to tell someone that you are angry and why. It's your choice. So also, this is a big part of self-discipline, especially in these days of homeschooling. We create routines that bring order and peace to our day, such as when we wash, exercise, work, and play. We set limits for ourselves, like time on the phone and how much TV you watch, the number of sweets you eat. Enough, but not too much. Okay. So I'm going to talk really quick. So I'm going to talk about what self-discipline is for me. It's actually a virtue that I use a lot, just because with how my life is, I find order to be really helpful for my life. And self-discipline is about putting things in order, having things organized, so that you can be, limit the amount of sort of surprise. Okay, so with self-discipline, like how every week, when we were in school, I used to go grocery shopping and make sure I had every food that I needed for that week so I could make my salad every day and I could make a healthy dinner every day for myself. So that's self-discipline. A lot of adults might talk about self-discipline, like self-discipline is going to the gym. A lot of adults will talk about that. It is also controlling your feelings, so having like power over your feelings. So if you feel like, so sometimes like I might feel frustrated, and so instead of like yelling at, Kitty, Puppy, Bunny for falling off my bed, Kitty, Puppy, Bunny, don't fall off my bed. No, instead of doing that, I'll just put Kitty, Puppy, Bunny back on my bed. So that's sort of just like taking control and not letting your anger get the best of you. So that's one way that I use self-discipline. To me, self-discipline is Also making sure I have everything prepared. So like all the lessons, like having it all planned out so that I'm not like just thinking of it randomly. I have it planned out for you guys. So for me, self-discipline is creating lessons, creating videos, and staying true to my schedule. Okay, so now we're going to ask some questions about how to use self-discipline in our lives. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video after the question so that you can talk about it with your parents or with your siblings. So what would self-discipline, how would you use that? What would it look like if you have put off doing a big job for some time? So maybe your job is to mow the yard, or what's a big job you have to do? And what would it look like if you put off doing it for some time? What would self-discipline look like if you're really angry when your brother starts wrestling with you? What would self-discipline look like if your family has a rule of 2 sweets after school, but no one's watching? What's self-discipline going to look like then if you have access to the cookie jar? What would self-discipline look like if you notice you're watching too much TV and feeling lazy? What would self-discipline look like if you decide you need a daily routine? What would it look like if you kept getting punished for breaking a rule? So this is a fun activity that you can do. You can make a map of how you spend your time on a typical day, illustrating what you do, where you go, and ending with bed. Discuss things that you want to keep in your routine and things that you want to change. Okay, so here are some reflection questions on self-discipline. So if you want to pause the video and read these questions together. And another thing you can do is draw someone doing a task or a job that requires a lot of self-discipline. So here's some affirmations for self-discipline. My time is my own, my choice. I am the captain of my ship. Plan ahead. Being in charge of myself, being my own leader, and choosing what is right. Some quotes. Okay, so for your reflection on self-discipline today, you have 3 choices. You can do personal map, you can do drawing self-discipline, or you can do what we normally do with our virtues, which is doing your page that says self-discipline is, and saying what it is to you, and drawing a picture. So when you finish with this project, have your parent, or if you know how to do this, upload it to Google Classrooms under the assignments in Virtue of the Week. Okay guys, good luck with your self-discipline this week.